Good afternoon. This is going to be a bit of a quick part 3 video on these. I've shot various footage of work I've done to these since part 2, so I'm going to put all that in this video, but the long and the short of it is these, other than the covers which I've stripped down, in November I ordered 3 massive rolls of speaker cloth. I say massive rolls, it comes, I think it's like 2 meters by 3, and I've used it all, and I only had enough cloth to do one cover, which is no good. And the cloth on these was mismatched, which you'll see in the next few bits of the video. So I still need to re-cloth them, and I might need to modify the cutout at the top. No, possibly not, for the super tweeter. So yeah, so what I'll do a part 4, and in that part 4 I'm also going to put in a load of sound clips, because that's something I want to do at the end of the video series on any of these speakers. I get asked about it a lot, whilst I don't feel it's a representation of how the speakers sound if you were sat in front of them, because obviously you're recording them through my sound recorder, then it goes through YouTube, and then it's spat out at the other end on whatever system you're listening to it, headphones or your own speakers. So I suppose you get some sort of idea, but yeah, I'm going to do that. So these are done, and the measurements are really good. I know they will flatten out a little bit more once all the components bed in. I always see that, and I know I've mentioned it before, but they're really good. So the measurements will be in this video, but our new super tweeter has worked out perfectly. Really good, and I just much prefer the look of these against the old, I think it's a Motorola unit, which was just sort of slapped in there. This just works better, and having both these the same colour, same stud pattern, screw pattern, yeah, I think they've worked out really well. These woofers are in beautiful condition, so are the tweeters. The cabinets have just had one coat of Danish oil. They were really too good to need sanding. They had some marks and things like that, but they've just disappeared with Danish oil. So little mark there, but that will come out. The backs have been touched up, dirty paw prints on them there. Yeah, they're just lovely. Really good examples. Beautiful condition. So I'm going to enjoy these for a while, let them run in. I have had a quick listen to them, and they're really good. Bass on these is fantastic. This porting system with all the straws in there, which is kind of, how do they describe it on here? Resistive reflex. So the idea behind this is to obviously have the port there to extend the bottom end of the speaker, but also to slow the air movement down, so you still create some pressure in the cabinet to control the woofer a bit better, so it's not unruly and just all over the shop. I'll go into it in a bit more detail, because I'm going to do a series on speakers on every aspect of them, but it's a clever idea. You don't really see it much these days. You'll find foam and things like that in the port, but yeah, it was quite clever. So yeah, anyway, I'll stick all the stuff in I've got, and there'll be a part 4. I also wanted to say, sorry for the delay if I've got your speakers here. I know a lot of people that watch my videos send their speakers here. I do have a lot of people's speakers here at the moment. I'm sorry I haven't got them done as yet. the last 3 months were crazy, and obviously Christmas shut down. I'm slowly catching back up. Same with the videos as well, with the editing and stuff. So yeah, apologies for any delays. I'm catching up. So yeah, see you all soon. Okay, so I've been doing a bit of really crude integration of this super tweeter, and like the super tweeters I used in the lounge, all I really needed to do was introduce a resistor across positive and negative, just to tune the circuit, so tune the impedance that the high pass filter that's already in the crossover sees. Polarity needs to be the other way around as well, but yeah, 10 ohm resistor across the positive and negative, job done. Integrates really nicely off axis too. So I'll do some critical measurements when it's all back together, but yeah, that super tweeter is great. Sales way beyond 20 kilohertz. Well, it's never straightforward. So the other speaker is all done sonically. I've still got the cabinet to give a tidy up to. Put this one all together and took it back into the office to measure it, and no output from the tweeter. I was like, oh, fucking hell. So anyway, I've taken the tweeter out, tested that without the crossover on it. The tweeter is absolutely fine. I've been going through the crossover, and the inductor, that one there, which rolls the top of the tweeter off, has not been soldered there, and that is factory, which is probably the cause of some of the distortion I initially saw, if that connection was breaking down. But yeah, obviously where I've disturbed it, I've moved it around, and the contact it did have has now stopped. So yeah, I try and inspect all the original joints, and 9 times out of 10 I reflow them, but obviously missed that one. Okay, so these have had just one coat of oil, and as I thought, all the marks have come out. Well, they weren't really marks, they were more sort of dry patches. So I've kept the badges on the back, or the stickers, but they are rolled up a bit. I was going to take them off, but I think for the sake of originality I'll leave them on there. So yeah, really pleased. So I will give them another coat, but yeah, they've come out lovely, really have. This is probably the worst one. Well, I say the worst one, they're both really good. Where was it on this side? It's got a little scuff there. I'm not going to sand them just for that. Another coat of Danish oil, and that will probably hide a bit further. Super pleased with these, really am. That's worked out really, really well. So there we go. These things are lovely. Yeah, I've got the covers to do, but unfortunately I've run out of cloth, so I've ordered up a load more. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is a final part with the covers done, and then a load of sound clips, because I've been asked a lot recently to do sound clips when these speakers are finished. So I'll do that in a final part with the covers and set them up in the lounge and get some good recordings.